Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars. It's been 2 days since I last played this game, so I may be a little bit forgetful as far as what we were doing, but I don't think really too much because we're investigating the Baphomet discovery, and I suppose we're trying to do something more with this cup. In the end, I don't think we've found the full plot. I guess we're trying to stop the Templars and follow the manuscript, but we don't know what the manuscript really is pointing us to. I guess we're trying to get the Sword of Baphomet, the broken sword. Maybe that's the goal. Let's look here. We're in this new scene.
Hey, you! Get away from my dumpster.
Okay.
So he won't let me near the dumpster. And there's paint.
Hey, monsieur! Get away from my paint pot!
Okay.
I should think so. Meddling with a man's paint pot. Puh.
So we've got a French guy smoking and instead of working. Let's see. I guess our only other thing we can click on, well actually there's this up here.
Oh, darn. I left my grappling hook at home. No way could I get up there.
So maybe I have to get in this area, and then there's this side building. Let's go here and find out. This does lead underground, interesting. And let's see, there's some kind of elevator for equipment.
I couldn't see any use for a collection of dirt and half bricks.
So bricks.
The doorway led to an old utility closet that had lost its door. There was nothing interesting in there.
So what's this?
A thermostat was mounted over a radiator. The radiator was pumping out heat as the thermostat was cranked right over to full. No wonder it was warm in here, even with the door open to the chill of fall.
Interesting. And then what's this?
There was a telephone on the far wall.
Another telephone. They seem to have strategically placed telephones just in case you couldn't find one. And you don't use them enough in the game for it to make sense. Almost as if they were thinking maybe you use the telephone to save the game. But then if that was the case, there aren't enough telephones in the game. Let's see. What's this door? Is the security guard gonna stop me?
There was a closed door with toilets scratched into the cheap veneer.
That door is locked, monsieur.
So I guess I want to go in here.
I couldn't get to the door while the guard was there.
So we gotta get rid of the guard. So let's talk to the guard first.
Hi? Excuse me?
Oui.
So let's ask all the basic questions.
So, what exactly are you doing here?
I'm guarding. You expect to find me shearing sheep?
Take it easy. I just didn't realize you were a guard. I'd like to know what you're guarding, please.
That's a secret.
It wouldn't happen to be an archaeological site, would it?
Are you asking me or telling me?
I'm telling you.
Then why ask?
I had a feeling this was no normal hole in the ground. I'd like to use the washroom, but the door's locked.
Oh, that's no problem. You can have the key.
Thanks.
So it takes us out of the
door was
gameplay
locked.
immediately. Did he just give me the key to this also? Interesting. Seems strange that there's 2 bathrooms in this game. There's a boiler. There's a pile of coal. And there's water, something in the sink apparently. I have a soap. And we can use the soap on the water.
The taps were rusty. Oh boy, The cold tap's washer looked to have failed. It was just dribbling down the sink.
Yeah, this is a mess. It's gonna waste all kinds of water. Let's see if we can shove the soap in this.
On the wall was an automatic hand dryer. Oh boy! Dirty soap! How do they do that?
And is there anything like maybe plaster?
I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. Oh boy! Dirty soap! How do they do that? I didn't want to carry a bar of dirty soap around with me.
So you can pick up dirty soap, but there's got to be something more to this.
I wasn't about to wash my hands in this place, so I didn't need to dry them.
And it looks like there's a little air vent window. This is the exit out. Let's look at the toilet.
Being in a charming comfort station like this made me think fondly of the toilet in Syria. That place was kept in pretty good order. At least, it had been until I vandalized it. Still, it was all for a good cause. I didn't want any coal.
Let's see.
The thing felt really hot. Big demands seemed to be being made on it.
And is there anything else we can do? Just like bang on this? Oh, I got an idea. How about we take this? How about we take the key, use it with the soap.
Perhaps I could make a copy of the key. The key had made a clear imprint in the soap. The bar of soap had the imprint of a key in it.
Interesting. Now we put the pewter in it.
I knew keeping that plaster was a good idea.
Honestly, I don't think for a casting
With the plaster and the
material,
imprint, I was on the right lines. I had filled the key's imprint in the soap with dry plaster.
the soap would be a good one, honestly. Now we use the water on
You
it.
can't make a cast without wetting the plaster.
I think soap would crack.
But
and
wet plaster
pulp up.
alone does not make a cast.
So now we have to dry it,
I used the dryer to speed up the process.
which that might not work very well either. That would probably cause uneven
Well,
curing.
it had taken a while, but I had made myself a completely unconvincing plaster key. Way too fragile to use in a lock. I'd have to substitute it for the real one. Trouble was, it looked like plaster and not metal. Then again, that plaster statue in Syria hadn't looked like stone until I'd been a bit artful with it. Maybe I could improve the key as well.
So let's see. Try this key with the coal. Try this with the grease paint.
Maybe not.
Don't tell me I have to put the key in this. Nope. I guess we made some progress there, but not as much as we should have. See if we can turn this
Couldn't
down.
imagine what I'd achieved by turning the dial.
So we need to go to the
I
previous
couldn't see any
scene.
use for a collection of dirt and half bricks.
See, key won't look more like a key if we do that. Nope.
Hey, monsieur, don't go with my keys.
So he won't let me leave until I give the keys back. So we have to give him back to him.
Hi again.
What is it?
Here's the keys. Thanks.
Merci, monsieur.
There's more to talk to him. I suppose we could ask a few questions.
It sure is hot in here.
I have to have the door open to allow the workmen access, so why not? I turn the heat up.
You could wrap up warm.
I have my gloves if it gets cold, but why bother when it's warm anyway?
See, and I think I would certainly yell at the security guard if I was the person in charge of paying the electricity bill or the coal bill. If they just flippantly came and turned up the heater all the way.
What do you know about the Knights Templar? There was a long pause during which the guard said nothing. Then he said,
Nothing.
Nothing at all?
Is this a test?
What, like a history pop test?
No, like a test.
Okay, yes, it's a test.
Then I know absolutely nothing about the Templars.
Interesting, so he knows something about the Templars, or he is a Templar.
The guard was being amazingly evasive. It was going to take more than goodwill to get past him.
Let's ask him about several stupid things.
I got this plaster from Ireland.
Not an exciting souvenir.
I thought better of showing him the chalice. He might be on the conspiracy's payroll, and I didn't want to risk it.
Oui? You have...
A sudden urge to sing. Care to join me?
No, no singing in here.
Look, a tissue stained with grease paint.
Ah, just what I've always wanted. If you give me that, you can enter through the door.
Really?
Of course not. What would I want with an old tissue?
No. This gadget is a sewer key.
So it is.
Do you recognize this name?
Merlin. No?
Have you seen this man before?
Oh,
You have.
no?
And let's see. Ask about the key.
No way.
So we've exhausted
later.
everything.
Au revoir, monsieur.
So we're trying to play all the game as much as we can. Let's now talk to this guy and see if we can convince him to go away. So we can use this paint.
Excuse me, could you help me?
What is it?
I've got a few questions. You're doing a fine job.
Merci. I have my professional pride.
I don't think I've ever seen a Gauloise smoke so stylishly.
It's a natural talent.
I'm being sarcastic.
I'm being indifferent.
You're very good at that as well.
Merci. Vive l'indifférence.
So, what are you doing here?
I am having my break.
Yeah, I mean when you finish your break.
When I finish my break, an interesting concept, monsieur.
You'll probably need to think about it.
I could have another cigarette while I consider. Perhaps tomorrow too.
Okay, let me put things differently. What were you hired to do here?
I was hired to keep the archaeological dig in the basement of this building clear of debris and to touch up damage to the door frames with
I
my
guess we
little
know
sponsor.
the dig is
It's a
here.
very responsible job. Unfortunately, I'm not a very responsible person.
So we now know there's an archaeological dig down there for certain.
So what do you know about the excavation?
I know they won't let me in to do my job. I would complain to my union, but
You couldn't be bothered to join.
right. Tell you what, though, I'm surprised at the sort of people interested in this excavation.
What's unusual about the visitors to the excavation?
None of them look like archaeologists to me.
Do you know what an archaeologist looks like?
Three-piece suits, crocodile-eyed attaché cases, Rolex oyster.
But no archaeologist dresses like that.
Quite right, monsieur, quite right.
So, who are they?
Who cares as long as they pay me?
What does the word Templar suggest to you?
Templar?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Let's ask him about all of our dumb inventory items.
I have some plaster of Paris.
Amazing.
I suppose you could have a much shorter experience in this game if you didn't click on all these things. But the game is short enough that it would kind of just be shortchanging yourself for the occasional actual funny response.
A greasy tissue. Don't get it too close to my cigarette, monsieur, or there'll be a conflagration.
Has a guy calling himself Merlin been nosing around?
Was he wearing a t-shirt with "My name is Merlin" on it?
I doubt it.
Then how the hell am I supposed to know his name just by looking at him? Huh?
I've got a sewer key.
I used to work in the sewer.
Oh? What happened?
I had a cigarette break in a pocket of methane. A manhole cover landed on the other side of the Seine and I was sacked.
I was pretty sure the Shaken Shock had shot its bolt in Syria.
So he's saying he doesn't even think this would work anymore, so why is it kept as an inventory item?
Have you ever seen anything like this?
Yes, it's a communion chalice. I know, you know, I used to be an altar boy.
You?
Yes, me. What's so funny about that?
Nothing.
Let's ask about the picture.
Have you seen this man before?
Yes, he asked me a lot of questions, just like you.
So Khan is around. Let's ask about the key.
I made this key out of plaster.
How thrilling! How clever! How pointless.
Be seeing you.
Au revoir, monsieur.
So, unless I could distract him and use the
Hey,
the key.
monsieur! Get away from my paint pot!
Okay.
I should think so. Meddling with a man's paint pot. Bah.
Let's go back down and see if we can call Nicole. And maybe get her to distract the guy.
Do you mind if I use the phone?
Be my guest. I'm paid to guard this door. The phone can look after itself.
Collard.
Hello, Nico. It's me.
Hi, George. What's happening?
I'm at the excavation, but they won't let me in.
Damn. We need to know what's in there.
Don't worry. I've got a scheme. I'm going to need your help, though.
Okay. What do you want me to do?
I want you to keep somebody on the phone for a while.
Who?
A painter. I need to get at his pot.
Oh, okay.
Stay on the line. I'll go and get him.
So, that was the solution, but boy, was there no real indication that that was the solution. Certainly we could have gone here and looked at the hints in the director's cut, but originally, man, you just would have had to click on everything and try everything. You very easily could have ended up leaving this area. Maybe there's no way to actually leave this area, though. Come to think of it, the game has locked me into this section. Like, there's no fingers saying one way or the other. Interesting. So they're making it a little bit easier, so you only have two screens that you could search, but I still could easily see a player just being confused.
Hi, it's me again.
And this is
What
another
now?
example of how Nicole in the original game doesn't do anything at all. In fact, in today's modern age, you might as well have put her in a wheelchair or just broken her legs at the very beginning of the game, because she's not going anywhere or walking anywhere or doing anything. It would certainly explain her sitting by the phone in the original game completely. Yeah, that would be a very cool idea to throw in there. It would be a drastic change for a remake, certainly, but if you're going to start from scratch, that would certainly work. Anyway, so I got to tell this guy about the phone, and he'll hopefully go take the phone call.
You've got a phone call.
For me? Are you certain?
It's a woman. She sounded hot.
What woman? She must be mistaken, monsieur.
Well, she asked for that hunk of a man with the nicotine fingers and his ass hanging out of his pants.
Certainly sounds like me. Stand back. It wouldn't do to keep the lady from her hunk.
So now he's gone. Now we can take the key and dip it in the paint. And now we've got some silver key looking things.
Maybe not. The plaster key had soaked up the paint nicely, and now looked pretty convincing. Still felt like plaster, though.
So do I have to do something to it otherwise?
A well-used wheelbarrow was sitting by the rubble-filled dumpster. Oh, darn. I'd left my grappling hook at home. No way could I get up there.
Okay. So now I'm sitting here thinking, it has to feel like plaster.
Well, monsieur,
Still.
what a strange woman. She was all over me and then suddenly, nothing but abuse.
Really?
Why, abuse? Ah well, I have a cigarette to finish. And monsieur, if she calls again, I am not available.
So, I've got to get this guy to put on his gloves so he doesn't feel the fact that the key's plaster. So now I can turn this down.
I turned the heating off.
And see, he's gonna start getting cold, and he's gonna put on his gloves.
As I'd hoped, the guard put his gloves on.
Let's talk to this guy and ask for the key.
Hi again.
What is it?
I need to use the toilet again.
Again?
Honestly,
Already?
I have this problem. How technical do you want me to get?
Never mind. Here's the key.
so the guard is giving you the keys to everything for strange reasons.
The door was locked.
Why would you even just unlock the toilet door and leave it unlocked? Maybe it's some kind of weird, like, no way to lock it from the inside scenario. But then why would you even still leave it locked on the outside? Who are you actually trying to keep out
The
of
thing
this
felt
toilet?
really hot. Big demands seemed to be being made on it.
Alright. So switch the keys here.
Now, I'd substituted the fake key for the excavation key. It looked okay, but felt false.
And so that works, but how do we get rid of the guard?
Hi again.
What is it?
I held my breath and hoped that he wouldn't notice the substitution. Here's the keys. Thanks.
Merci, monsieur.
And I imagine something's just gonna trigger and he's gonna leave right now.
Talk to you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Because
The doorway led to an old utility closet that had lost its door. There was nothing interesting in there.
like either now I'm gonna call Nicole and have her distract this guy, or I'm going to have to leave and come back later, which I doubt would be the solution. So let's call Nicole again.
Hi, Nico. It's me again.
I'd guessed. What do you want this time?
What did you say to the painter?
I shan't repeat it, George.
Look, I need to get the guard out of the way. Could you call back and ask him to get the painter again?
Okay, I'll call back soon.
So I have to leave the room.
This looked like a good place to watch things develop.
Really isn't, though. I should be running behind him.
Hey, you! It's the phone.
Yeah, who is it?
How should I know? What am I, your social secretary?
It's not a chick, is it?
Yes, it's a woman. Are you going to answer it?
Does she have a warm, sensual voice like molten chocolate?
Yes, she has a really sexy voice. Now get a move on.
I'm not talking to her.
I can see that. You're wasting time talking to me.
No, you don't understand. I refuse to talk to her.
You refuse. You refuse. I'm wasting valuable time.
Don't make me laugh. Your time valuable? You just stand around all day.
I have a highly responsible job.
That's all they
Don't
both do.
flap Me, you elephantine oaf. My job is important.
Impossible. They would have hired somebody competent in that case.
Meaning what?
Instead of which they hired a dismal rent-a-cop like you. All epaulettes and no brains.
Why, you...
This looked set to carry on for some time. It was too good an opportunity to miss.
So these two are fighting now. And I've got the key to use on the door to get into the next section. And let's see if this triggers anything. Nope, it doesn't. Good. So let's go and save. We were at 81% before. What will we be at now? I wouldn't be surprised if it isn't something close to 90. No, only 85%. You can see definitely I've left this game running for a couple days. We're at almost hour 70 of this game being run, but certainly we haven't been playing for 70 hours. That's gonna be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps out. If you want to support me further, go to my main YouTube page. On the right there's a button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.